I want to give you 5 things that I know if you can focus on these 5 things, that even if we never work together, you will affect your burnout in a positive way. So this is part 2 of just a 2-part series, and this second video is about more awareness, and I want to give you some understanding of burnout. So the first video was really around just understanding where you are, and that's kind of awareness too, like where you are, what do you feel right now, but it was more awareness for me so that I understand where you are, because that will allow me to assist you more if I know where you're starting. And I also am going to do a video about where you're going, but I know where you're starting. That gives me that's going to give me a picture of what you need, and then I'll start filling that in for you. But this video is for, I guess, preemptive, like I said in the last video, and I want to give you 5 things that I know if you can focus on these 5 things, that even if we never work together, you will affect your burnout in a positive way. So it doesn't mean you're not going to burn out, because you still might, but you'll be able to catch it quicker, and you might be able to prevent it if you focus on these 5 things. But you do have to focus on all 5 in order for it to happen, which is why I said you might still burn out, because you might only master 1 or 2 on your own. And sometimes having a guide or even a group together, the guide and the group, makes it so much easier for you to focus on these things. So these are the 5 things, and I'm going to be talking about them quite a bit this year. So here we go. You might want to take notes. Yeah. Let me just tell you this. You're likely watching this video on YouTube. You may have gotten this video emailed to you. But for those of you who don't know, I am Kiné, National Certified Counselor, specializing in financial therapy for therapists and healers. And I built a multi-six-figure practice, and it's subscription-based. And the type of practice I built is unconventional. And so what I do right now is teach other healers and therapists how to build a subscription-based multi-six-figure practice that allows you to have the freedom and the time and the fun that you want to have running your business. And the great thing about it is it has multiple streams of revenue. So you don't have to worry about what happens when one revenue stream is down. Now, you might still have some worry. I get it. You're human. Me too. But that concern won't overwhelm you and burn you out, because you know you have these other income streams. Now, a lot of times I teach I don't teach people build a business. I don't teach people even how to grow a business. You've usually done that before you've gotten to me, but I do teach you how to scale it or take it to the next level, is what I say, because sometimes people don't want to do all that scaling. Some of it they will do, but not a lot of it, because that can take up a lot of time, energy, and it can take a lot of technology. So, or people. And sometimes people don't want a lot of technology in their business. They don't want a lot of people in their business. And so this is for the person who wants to keep their business a little slim, kind of slim. And that's who I usually work with. So you got that. Now let's go into these 5 things. I appreciate you because you are the type of person that is open to hearing maybe what you can add to your business and your life. I don't mean to separate those two. Your business is your life. So I apologize. Let me say this: your personal and your professional life. That's better. Okay. So what you can add to your personal and professional life that will take you to your next level. And these 5 things are what I find are ways to keep you from burning out as you do that. So I'm going to name them, and then I'm going to break them down. Happiness, sleep, meditation, nutrition, connection. So you're probably wondering, wait, what are those? What do I have to do with each other? I know. I just wanted to name them just so you would have them. All right, let's talk about happiness first. You have to be happy in order to get to happiness. And what I mean by that is the things that you do in your business need to spark some joy for you. Now, there are going to be some things that you don't like in your business, and I'd say make those the first things that you delegate or hire somebody else to do. There also are going to be things that are just cumbersome, like what you have to do them, like renewing licenses and, paperwork, legal paperwork and stuff like that. So most of that those signatures have to get signed by you. Those have to be done by you. But outside of that, enjoy as much of it as you can. So, and then also in your personal life. So if there are parts of your business that kind of wear you out, make sure you do them when you're at your best. When you are at your best. And I also want you to think about when you're at your best. So I'm going to make a lot more videos that are going to accompany each one of these, because I'll break each one of these down step by step in a whole video on their own. But I'm giving you tidbits, I guess you can say, because happiness, if you can get to happiness, that will add so much value to your business. It will add a spark to your business. And having that spark in your business just makes life a lot easier. So find the things that make you happy and do them in your business, like really enjoy them, get the most out of them, and then delegate the things that don't bring you joy. But if you aren't in a position to delegate just yet, then do them when you're at your best so that you can find more happiness in your personal and professional life. And then outside of your business, make sure you're doing things that make you feel happy. So whether that's what you eat or what you spend your free time doing, or how you spend your morning, because morning routine is very important. Not like cookie cutter, like what other people say, but what you do in the morning is very important. So let's go to sleep, because I was just talking about the morning, right? So how did you sleep last night? Yeah, because that sleep is going to decide what your day is like. I mean, let's just face it. If you don't sleep well, then you can't be happy during the day. You're like grumpy. You're drinking coffee, which is making you spike and it go down. And so you got to get that sleep regulated. This video is not going to tell you exactly how to get that sleep regulated, but just that you do need to get that sleep regulated. And the reason why your sleep is not regulated is because your brain doesn't feel safe. And if your brain doesn't feel safe, it is not going to allow you to go to sleep, because it doesn't want you to die. And the brain's job is to stay alive. So it's just doing its job. So don't get upset with your brain if it keeps you awake. Thank it. That's all I'm going to tell you. And then I'm going to do a different video, deeper video about how to do that. Just thank your brain. Thank you for keeping me alive. You do such a good job keeping me alive. Now, won't you just let me go to sleep? No, just kidding. Don't say that to your brain. But tell your brain, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me alive. You do such a good job. And when it comes to your sleep, another thing that you want to think about when it comes to sleep is, what did you do during the day to aid in that sleep? Like right before bed, what did you do? Did you meditate and release some of that stress that you had? And that's the third thing I want to talk about, meditation. So starting in the morning, what meditation, but also you want to do a meditation midday to release any stress that might have come towards you. If you didn't have any stress, I still recommend doing the meditation, because it's a preventive. You use it so that you can handle the stress that comes at you. It's just like you're just filling up your cup. You're filling up your cup because and sometimes you're going to be running over. And how awesome is it if you can give from your overflow rather than working from an empty cup? Life is so much more stressful when your cup is empty. If you have an overflowing cup, which is what meditation gives you, you just keep on putting that calm, optimal into your brain, calm, optimal into your brain. Then when stress does come, you're using that overflow to reduce that stress. But if you have an empty cup and you get stressed, you're just not going to handle it well, and it's going to take you out. So meditation is a good way to be preventive. Another way is your nutrition. What you eat, you know how they say you are what you eat, that kind of thing. Well, what you eat is going to affect your mood. the act of not eating is going to affect your mood. And when I say nutrition, that includes your in drinking your liquids as well, not just your food. So what are you putting in your body? Because what you're putting in your body is going to affect your sleep, is going to affect your happiness. And it would be nice if you could focus this year on how this food, what this food creates in your body. If this food creates inflammation in your body, see if you can refrain from it just for a little while, not forever, just for a little while, so that you can then say to yourself, oh, I like feeling better like this. I like feeling this feeling. And maybe after you kind of let some of that cortisol, that inflammation out of your body, you can reintroduce that food into your body. And maybe you have to modify the amount of that food, or maybe the quality of that food. So maybe you're eating chicken and you notice that chicken has some. I had a client once and she couldn't eat Chick-fil-A. Well, we found out it was because Chick-fil-A uses peanut oil for, that they fry in. So she can eat fried chicken, she couldn't eat the peanut oil. So sometimes it's like there are all of these elements you have to look at. It could be the preservatives, it could be the pesticides, like going to organic vegetables. And a lot of people are like, well, that costs a whole nother dollar more or whatever. But then you don't have to pay for surgery and medication on the other end. This is already getting too long. I'm going to do another video on that. Just know that your nutrition is affected. Your burnout is affected by your nutrition. So if you can eat better food, and when I say better, I know that's relative, but if you can eat better, you'll feel better, and then you'll have more to work with. You won't be as tired and sluggish. And if you're getting sleep, and if you're meditating, and if you're feeling happy, then all of this makes burnout further away. So not that you won't get burnout, but if you can stretch the amount of burnout, like, burnout is like this: if you're not meditating, if you're not happy, if you're not sleep, the amount of space that you have before you get burnout is like this. But the more you are happy, the more you get great sleep, the more you're meditating, the more you have healthy food. And then here's the last one: the more you are connecting. Oh, connection. And for some of us, we absolutely have to have connection. Others, you can stay by yourself and in your cocoon for a very long time before you connect. But at some point, you're going to need to connect. Now, a lot of times people are talking about extroverts and introverts and the different ways that they connect. If you're an extrovert, you're just going to need more connection. You're going to need that virtual, but you're going to need in-person connection too. I can help you with the virtual connection because I'm building a group. It's called the Private Practice Breakthrough Community. And this is a group of service-based entrepreneurs or business owners who are in private practice usually, and who understand that there's a lot of work that goes into that, and they don't want to do it by themselves. Now, you might be in business by yourself. You might not have a business partner, or maybe you do, or you may have, you may be in another group, but this group is a group of people that are so much just like, so much just like you. Go with it. It's so much just like you. So, that is the beauty, the joy of this group. And the Private Practice Breakthrough Community is brand new, so we're just building it up and we're getting new members in. But what would it feel like to be part of an intimate group of private practice, service-based business owners, where you can trade information, where you can get a challenge every single week that's going to propel you to do the things that you say you're going to do this year, but also do them in a way that keeps you from burning out, and having people that you can lock arms with, sometimes physically, because we will do in person at some point, but mostly this is virtual. And I'm also going to show you how to get some in-person interaction. And I'm going to show you that by example. I'm going to be doing more of that this year myself, because I didn't do a good job of that. Like Jason and I were like this, and for the first 6 months of the year, and then we had our grandson, so it was just the three of us. Like, we were like the three musketeers. And then my daughter came, and then it was the four of us, and then we went on the road, Jason and I, so then it was the two of us again, and we were like trekking around the United States and around Europe and around Thailand, and then now we're back in Vegas, and it's time for me to get out and get into the world. So we have said that we're going to be going to hang out just socially with couples and connecting with some couples. But then I'm also going to be going to networking. Jason doesn't love networking, so he's not going to need to do that. I will do that by myself. And so I'm going to be doing networking, and I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to show you what it's like, and how to get out of your office and just enjoy being part of a community. And then I am also going to connect with you in the community, in the private practice breakthrough community. I'll connect with you here on YouTube, of course, but I'll also connect with you in the private practice breakthrough community, because that is who I want to pour into the most. Now, I will tell you, I also have a upgrade to that private practice community to people who work more intimately with me, where I can give you specifics on your business and how to apply what I'm saying to your specific situation, because some of the information is going to be more like framework. So you have to figure out how to take that framework and fit your business into that framework. It's not cookie cutter. And I want you to understand that that is not what I teach, because I think that that stunts people. And the reason why you got burnt out was because you were trying to follow the cookie cutter ways that are getting taught on the internet, and it's just not for you. It's not for you. And so now you can stop and you can get this framework, and then you can work it into your own desires, your own mission, your own values, because we talk a lot about this. So the 5 subjects that we talk about the most, that I find there are 5 common blocks that happen in private practice that cause burnout. And that is technology, that either technology itself or the lack of technology causes you to burn out. Marketing, either over marketing yourself, not really having a clear marketing strategy for you and your target market, or not doing enough marketing so that you're working too hard. Then there's the operations, where that goes back to that technology and the marketing. If you don't have the right technology and marketing in place, it's going to make your operations harder. But it also makes operations harder is when you're trying to do everything yourself, or when you don't have the right people on your team doing the operations, and when you don't have the process managed. So we'll talk about that when it comes to operations. And then finances. You may have a money block. So money might be coming in, but it might be going right out the door, or not enough money may not be coming in. So you need to address that, or you just don't know what's happening with the money. You're probably saying, I'm not a numbers person, and maybe you need to delegate some of the money stuff, but you also need to take a look at it yourself. So we'll talk about that. And then the last one is your values. You might be following somebody else's value system. So that is causing you burnout, because you're not being your true authentic self. And I'm going to show you how to sync with yourself and how to run a business that's based on your values, your mission, your vision, and it'll get you to the top of your game mentally, professionally, personally. And that's how you get to that happiness. But you've got to be happy along the way. And that's what the private practice breakthrough community helps you do, is just get to your happiness so you don't burn out, because burnout sucks. And this is burnout prevention. So that is all for today. I know that was a lot. I want you to watch this video a couple of times. I want you to share it with somebody else. And I want you to click the link in the description. And if you're watching this, you got this video emailed to you, I want you to reply to that email and just tell me your thoughts when you hear the private practice breakthrough community. I don't care if you're like, no, that does not sound like me. I still want to hear that. If you're saying, oh my gosh, this is finally, I'm so glad you're doing this. If you're saying, I'm glad you're doing this, but I don't know if I'll be able to do what you're asking me to do. Okay, so what? Just get in the free trial and you'll see. You see for yourself. And that's why I make the free trial 14 days, because it's long enough for you to see if there are a couple of things and see if it's something you like, but it's short enough so you're not committing too much. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I want to wrap this video up, and you know me, I'm pretty informal. I'm very familiar. I think that's an accurate way to describe me. I'm very familiar. I talk to everybody like I'm their sister, like I'm their cousin, mother, even sometimes their grandmother. But I'm very familiar. And so if you like that style, you'll love me. If you don't, if you need formalities, if you need perfection, then you and I will not get along well, because I'm more of a like do it and then correct along the way kind of person. And if you're not that way, I can bring a little bit of that out of you. And if you're not that way, you can bring a little bit more tight imperfection to me, because there are places where I can definitely tighten up, but I'd much rather just get to you. That's what I'm dedicated to. I'm just getting out to you. And in 2023, the way that I'm going to prevent burnout is just to touch you, to just get out to you and not try to be perfect before I do. Oh, that rhymed. Anyway, I'll see you sooner.